Imagine a region of space where matter is not spread evenly. Instead, imagine a world where the further you travel from the center, the heavier and thicker the environment becomes. This is a variable density field, a conceptual space where the concentration of matter increases with the square of the distance from a central origin point. To understand how much total stuff or mass is contained within such a region, we cannot simply multiply volume by a single density number. Instead, we must sum up the unique density of every individual point within a specific shape. The classic comparison: cube versus sphere. To see how this works in practice, we can look at two fundamental shapes: a cube and a sphere. The cube. If we place a cube in a corner so that one of its points is at the center of this density field, we find that the matter is very thin at that starting corner. As we move toward the opposite outer corner, the matter becomes significantly denser. The total mass of this cube ends up being a direct product of the base density and the cube of its side length. The sphere. Now, imagine a sphere centered at that same origin. Unlike the cube, which has far-flung corners, every point on the surface of the sphere is the same distance from the center. This means the entire outer shell of the sphere has a uniformly high density. Because the sphere occupies space differently than the cube, its total mass is calculated using a specific proportion involving the base density, the size of the sphere, and the mathematical constants related to its circular nature. Complex geometries, ellipsoids, and donuts. The same principles apply when we look at even more intricate shapes, such as an ellipsoid or a torus. The ellipsoid. Think of this as a stretched-out sphere, like a melon or a balloon. Because it is elongated, parts of the ellipsoid reach further into the heavy zones of the density field than others. The total mass here depends on how far each of its three axes extends from the center. The torus. This is a donut-shaped volume. Its mass is particularly interesting because it depends on two different measurements: the distance from the center of the hole to the middle of the ring, and the thickness of the ring itself. The outer rim of the donut will always be the densest part, as it sits furthest from the origin of the density field. Visualizing the invisible. To help us see these invisible weight distributions, we use computational tools to create 3D models. By filling these shapes with thousands of random points, we can color code them to represent their weight. Color mapping. Using a specific color scale, we can represent low-density areas near the center with cool, dark colors like deep blue or purple. Density glow. As the points move further out and the density increases, the colors transition into bright greens and yellows. In a side-by-side demonstration, you would see the cube glowing brightly at its furthest corners, while the sphere would appear to have a glowing yellow skin. These visualizations confirm that even if the underlying density of the universe is the same everywhere, the shape of the container determines how that mass is gathered and distributed.